Good day, everyone. You're welcome to Instant School, where you get to learn from the comfort of your home. I'm Latif Ode today, and today we are going to be unraveling the difficulties of the Bece 2020 past questions and answers for the English language. Now, instruction: read this passage carefully and answer the questions that follow. He came from an unknown country, though not to the extent that the country was not listed or recognized by others. Rather, a country that had not been known to produce any Olympic medalists before, unlike America or China, where gold medalists seem to be mass-produced on a daily basis. Bece was poor. He came from a small village in one of the deepest jungles in Africa, but had made his way to civilization, mainly through his sheer curiosity and determination. Bece started his journey out of his village by simply running. He ran away from the comfort of his hut just to find out how it would feel like if he were to have no home. He soon found out that he had got lost and had to live on wild berries and rainwater while trying to avoid being preyed upon by larger animals. How he managed to survive those sinister African jungle nights, no one knew, but he soon ran his way out of the jungle, where he was promptly taken in as an adopted child to a certain family named Akonko, who could not resist the doe-eyed and chubby-cheeked boy of 8. Bece was thankful, for he was an orphan to begin with, and since no one in his native village would miss him, he settled into the Akonko family. He soon found out that he must outsmart, outlearn, and outworry boys in his family. They were full of mischief, and the only way not to get mad was to get even. He soon found himself always running from his brothers when they turned into bullies, to the dining table to get his own share of the food, to his adopted parents for help when things get out of hand. Bece soon realized that it was easier for him to run than to walk. His physical self was perfect for it, tall and lanky with strong muscular limbs. It saved him time too, thus he stopped walking. In school, his natural talent for running attracted the attention of Mr. John White, an athletics team, and ran his way up to the national level. 4 years later, he found himself on the running track halfway across the world in a foreign land. Still, when the gun was shot, he just ran. He ran to the finishing line and broke the white ribbon. The stadium broke into thunderous cheer. Bece looked up and frowned. He did not do anything special. He just had to run. He had just run as fast as he could, like what he always did. Nothing special. Not even a certain giant company that sold VC drinks offered him an endorsement deal worth millions of dollars. Now, question 1. Why was Bece a country not recognized? A. It had never produced any Olympic medalists before. B. It was never listed formally as a country. C. It was not a big country to begin with. D. It was not famous. The correct answer for question 1 is A. His country was not recognized because it has never produced any Olympic medalists before. You understand now? So that makes option A the correct answer. Question 2. It was easy for Bece to get adopted as Dash. A. He was already an orphan. He looked really cute. The Akonko family had no son. No one from his native village could miss him. It was easy for Bece to get adopted as Dash, as he was already an orphan. It was because he was an orphan, that was why it was easy for them to adopt him at the age of 8. Question 3. What made it easier for him to run than to walk? He had run from the jungle. He attracted the attention of the coach. He was physically suited for running. He had to run away from his siblings all the time. That was what made it easier for him to run than to walk. Which phrase tells you that the Olympics was not held in Africa? Stadium broke into thunderous cheer. Ran his way up to the national level. A pair of eyes would follow. Halfway across the world. The phrase halfway across the world is telling us that the Olympics was not held in Africa. The stadium broke into thunderous applause when Bece came first. Option C. Another passage that we have to read. The post of the president is the most important office in an organization. It is more or less like the prime minister in a democratic state. The candidates for the post of president are supposed to possess a lot of good qualities. In the first place, the would-be president has to possess an admirable personality. One could hardly expect the queens or guests to vote for a would-be president who is as ugly as a scarecrow, but just having handsome features is not enough. The candidate's social and educational background is also important. Is he a wide traveler, or is he just a stay-at-home village president? Is he alive to the national and international issues of contemporary life, or is he merely an expert or on community gossip and folk tales? What about his speaking ability? Does he have some oratorical power? Is he eloquent? Is he dynamic and persuasive? Or is he merely a hesitant and nervous speaker? There's also the important question of ethnic groups. Of what ethnic group is the candidate? Is he from the majority ethnic group? There is a lot of ethnic discrimination, ethnic groupings and regroupings. Last but not the least quality the would-be president is supposed to possess is a good financial stand. Can he afford to throw a lavish party for the members of his inner circle, etc.? The importance of having a solid financial stand can hardly be overemphasized. Thus, no indigent person ever dreams of becoming a president in any social organization. Now, question 6. We use question 6 to 10 to answer that passage. According to the passage, another word that can replace the word indigent is dash. A, poor. B, lazy. C, proud. D, hardworking. Let's go back to where they use indigent. Thus, no indigent person, no poor person I've ever. You look at the last paragraph, the second line of the last paragraph. No indigent person, no poor person. So option A is our correct answer for question 6. Question 7. One of the qualities a president must possess is A, ugliness. No. B, community gossiper. No. C, admirable personality. Yes. D, dishonesty. No. So our correct answer is question C. Question C is the correct answer for question 7. A president must possess an admirable personality. Would-be union president in an organization is more or less like a dash in a democratic state, democratic government. A, vice chancellor, prime minister, senator, professor. Option B is the answer. Is more or less like a prime minister in a democratic government. According to the passage, a president must be dash speaker, must be an eloquent speaker. The word eloquent, as used in the passage, belongs to which word class? Adjective. It is qualifying a noun. It's qualifying a noun. So read the passage below carefully and answer the questions that follow. In the past, the giant octopus was associated with tales of horror. Stories were told of how the giant octopus would attack boats and men. These animals would rise out of the sea and terrorize passing ships, even causing them to sink. Yet in reality, octopuses are the exact opposite. They are very shy creatures and also quite smart. The octopus is actually a predator in the sea, but not one that hunts for people. The octopus feeds on a variety of sea creatures such as crabs. It gently drops down into the seabed, trapping crabs. It hunts by shooting out poison into the water to stun the crab, and then it uses its beak to crack the shell of the crab and eat the meat. Between its many tentacles and pieces of skin called web, this is used by the octopus to carry as many as a dozen crabs back to its den. Apart from crabs, octopuses also eat other types of shellfish like abalone. Under some circumstances, like when it is in captivity and under a lot of stress, the octopus even eats its own tentacles. When other predators like whales or sea lions hunt the octopus, it sometimes escapes by breaking off its tentacles, leaving them in the mouth of its hunter while it makes its escape. Octopuses are also shy creatures that seem to prefer being left alone. Due to the popularity of scuba diving, scientists have been able to prove that everyone thought they were. In fact, for some divers, meeting an octopus has become a special moment in their dive underwater, something to look forward to. A relative of the squid, the octopus defends itself in the same way. Both squirt out black ink to evade predators. It is believed that the octopus squirts ink to create a small screen before it escapes. It is also believed that the ink that is squirted out floats lightly and takes the shape of an octopus, thus perplexing the predator and allowing time for the octopus to make its escape. Okay, when the octopus turns an animal, it suggests that A, the animal becomes too startled to escape. The octopus is able to corner the animal becomes too confused and starts moving in all directions. The octopus is intelligent enough to play tricks on its prey. Option A is the correct answer. in the sense that it suggests that the animal becomes too startled to escape. Question 12. Contrary to popular belief, the octopus dash is smart enough to get caught by men, feeds on crabs only, doesn't shoot poison, is not fair or aggressive in nature. It's in the passage that the octopus is not fierce or aggressive in nature. Question 13. An octopus escapes from its predators by dash: A. Shooting poison, B. Giving off smokes, C. Shooting black ink, D. Breaking all its tentacles. Option D is the correct answer, in the sense that an octopus escapes from its predators by breaking all its tentacles. It's in the passage. Octopuses are far from fierce monsters. The underlined word is an adjective. Fierce monster is an adjective. It means they are not fierce monsters. The use of perplex in paragraph 4 suggests that the predator is dash complicated. Communication can be defined as a system of passing messages across to one another. Basically, the traditional system of transmitting messages made use of the town criers, who moved around the community to pass the king's messages across to his subject. This he did by beating his gongs or drums. Leaves, pepper, honey, and sticks were also used to send messages of peace or war from one town to town or person to person. However, as the human race advances, there is the development of information technology. Radio, television, and newspapers were used to send information through paid announcements or advertisements. Now, the development of computers and cell phones have made transmitting messages easier and faster. Messages can be transmitted to a large number of people via emails, and we are able to chat on the internet. This modern telecommunication system has brought improvement to the old system. The latter is faster and has wider coverage than the former. Information technology, question 16 now. Information technology developed the use of dash to pass information. Information IT developed the use of cell phones to pass information, not sound criers, not drum sets or whistleblowers. Complete the following statement according to the passage. The use of dash is a traditional means of transmitting messages. The use of sound crier is a traditional means of transmitting messages. Option C. The use of email and the internet are dash means of transmitting messages. Are archaic, modern, important, traditional, modern. They are modern means of transmitting messages. Email and internet, they are modern. We use dash to transmit messages to many people at the same time. Email, we use email. So D. Question 20. Modern equipment for transmitting messages include the following except modern. Include the following except gong, yes. Television, no. Radio, no. Cell phone, no. Gong is the correct answer. Instruction. From the options that are A to D, choose one that correctly fills the numbered gaps. For effective work in the library, dash is essential. Return dash and books you are using as soon as you are through with them so that others may use them. The library materials are the dash of your school. You should handle them with care. Dash will be glad to help you whenever with care. Dash will be glad to help you whenever you need their dash. Now option A, 21. For effective work in the library, dash is essential. Quietness is essential. Return dash and books you are using as soon as you are through with them so that others may use them. Return articles and books you are using as soon as you are through with them so that others may. That's option C. The library materials are the dash of your school, are the property of your school. Option B. You should handle them with care. Dash should be glad to help you whenever you need their dash. Librarians, option A, will be able to help you whenever you need their services. Option D. Now, instruction. Choose from the alternatives that are A to D, one which correctly fills the blank spaces in the questions below. The carriage was drawn by a dash of 6 white horses. Option A, flock. Option B, team. Option C, gang. Option D, herd. In collective nouns, we use herd of horses. Herd of horses. That means option D is our correct answer. There was a large congress of dash at the ECOWAS summit in Abuja. There was a large congress of participants, no. Members, no. Delegates, yes. Visitors, no. at a summit, you have delegates from different countries. So option C is our correct answer. Mr. James would visit all his dash houses next week. All his sons-in-laws. They want to text your compound nouns possession ability here. Sons-in-laws, son-in-laws, son-in-laws. When you want to put when you want to use apostrophe s for the compound noun, you are going to put it, the apostrophe s, it will be at the end. It will be at the end. That is, it will be after the last element. But when you want to form plurality, the s is going to come after son. If I say, I know all his sons-in-law, not all his son-in-laws. Understand? That's plurality. But in possession, the s, the apostrophe s will come after the law, not after the son. That makes option C to be our correct answer. I will visit Ayodeji dash are in the same class. He and me, no. Him and I, no. Him and me, no. He and I are in the same class. That's subject position. Case, that's the subjective case. There's case in pronoun. So you must be mindful of the case. So he, subjective case. I, subjective case. That makes option D to be the correct answer. The boy was sorry and begged his mother dash him to forgive him. Option B, to forgive him. The teacher sent for you and Banke, but neither of you was in. Neither of you was in. Option C. All of them but Ahmed dash absent for the last meeting. All of them were absent from the last meeting, but Ahmed was not absent. You understand? All of them were absent, but Ahmed was not absent. You understand? So that makes option D to be the correct answer. The boy dashed that letter, but he had no time. The boy should have written, no. Should be writing, no. Should write, no. Should have written that letter. Should have written. Option D. The boy should have written that letter, but he had no time. Question 34. He slipped and dashed and fell into the gutter. He slipped and almost fell into the gutter. Option B. Our heroes fought dash for the liberation of our country. Our heroes fought hastily, no. Strongly, no. Accidentally, no. Dauntlessly, yes. Dauntless, effortlessly. 36. Mother bought dash bag from the store. An old brown leather bag from the store. An old brown leather bag from the store. The age first, then the color, then the what? The quality. MT Amadu's house is a dash building. It's a 3 stories, is a 3 high stories building, no. I 3 stories building, no. 3 stories high, 3 stories high building, quantity. Then before the opinion, then 3 stories high building. That makes option C to be the correct answer. Food and drink are essential to life. Option B, correct. Tunji must avail himself of the opportunity. That's option A. Tunji must avail himself of the opportunity. Madam Shay is generous, dash he is poor. Although, besides, because, since, although he is poor, Madam Shay is still generous. That's option A. Lesson structure. From the options that are A to D, choose the one that correctly fills the blank spaces in the sentences below. The apprentice had no respect, dash his master. The apprentice had no respect on his master, no. To his master, no. With his master, no. For his master, yes. Option D is the correct answer, for his master. Dash of the players were late. None of the players were late. Option B. None of the players were late. Kule had no pencil, so Lekan offered to dash him his own for some time. To lend him, option D. To lend him his own for some time. Please, let Jennifer come with me. Let Jennifer come, not comes. Because whenever we use the verb let, that causative verb let, the verb that will follow must be in the base form, regardless of maybe the subject is singular or plural. No. Jennifer is singular, so it should take a singular verb, comes. But because let has come before Jennifer, so we have to use the verb come instead of comes. That makes option B to be the correct answer. I looked up and dashed the Oba's palace a few meters ahead. I looked up and was seeing, and saw, yes. Correct answer, saw, option B. From the options that are A to D, choose the word which is nearly opposite in meaning to the highlighted or underlined words in the sentences below. Anthony likes to dwell on trivial issues. Trivial is on the line. When they say something is trivial, it means that thing is worthless, doesn't deserve attention. And they say we should look for opposite. So option A says popular, option B frivolous, option C weighty, and option D negligible. The answer is weighty. Weighty is something that is worthy of of attention. So 47. He has had an illustrious military career. A, notable. B, obscure. C, victorious. D, prestigious. Illustrious means something that is victorious, prestigious, notable, worthy of emulation. But the obscure means the one that is that is useless. So option B is the correct answer. Open land is sparse around Lagos. Option A, ample is ample around Lagos. Option A is the correct answer. The beggar has many repulsive features. Abominable, repulsive, abominable, offensive, alluring, horrid. Option is alluring. When something is repulsive, it's not it's not something that is okay, that is fascinating. So when you say abominable, you see the same thing as repulsive. Offensive, you see the same thing as repulsive. Horrid, you see the same thing as repulsive. So the only answer that we have there is option C, which is what? Alluring. Then Bambo is slothful and irresponsible. Bambo is slothful is on the line. Then A, indolent. B, idle. C, diligent. D, dormant. The answer is diligent. The answer is diligent. So we've come to the end of the Bece past question for 2020, question 1 to 50. In the next video, we are going to continue from question 51 to 100. Thank you so much. See you next time.